Welcome back to another video, guys. This is Let's Talk Sports. I'm Cole.
Joe,
I think we're on episode 13 or 14, one of the two. I haven't looked
we're
at it.
double digits.
Yeah, it's somewhere double digits. But this is I don't know if we want to call it mega episode because we don't know if it's going to be a two-parter or not. But the main thing is it is the Super Bowl episode. So we obviously need to talk about other things. Of course, you guys just saw what was on my screen. That's for Joe. He has no idea. We'll talk about that later. All right, let's go right into the conference championship games. Let's save the AFC championship for last. Let's talk about NFC championship, about how the Lions had a significant lead and blew it to the 49ers and losing an opportunity to play in a Super Bowl. Your thoughts?
First time in organization history. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, the Falcons did it in the Super Bowl, so. And have you seen all the memes? It was like the Detroit Lions would fade away, and it showed the Falcons. It was bad. I mean, halftime it was 24-7, and then they got outscored 27-7 in the second half.
Is it louder
Yeah, you're louder, but
now? Okay.
they're it just
I have my volume down.
it's just the tale of two halves. Like, you can look at stats, and that means absolutely nothing really. But remember what we talked about all season long, and it's so funny. Like, the quarterback who had what normally won the game.
A better team.
I mean, obviously, but the least amount of passing attempts, right? So Jared Goff was 25 of 41, 273, one touchdown, no interceptions. And then Brock Purdy threw for almost the same amount of yards, but it was for 20 of 31. So he had literally 10 less attempts and 5 less completions. 267 touchdown and the pick that was earlier in the game. McCaffrey didn't even have over 100 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. That was 90 yards. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. And obviously, the 49ers defense needed to do their job right there, because the 49ers defense hasn't been what it's supposed to be in the last few years. But their defense is good enough to win in the right times. Just like the Chiefs.
Well, really,
It's the tale of two. To me, it's the tale. We'll get to the Super Bowl matchup, but it's almost like the tale of two different kinds of teams, like completely.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the Lions too. The tale of two halves. I mean, you have Jameson Williams had one. They had a jet sweep with a 42-yard run earlier in the game. Jahmyr Gibbs had 45 yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery almost had 100 yards and a touchdown. Sam Laporta almost had 100 yards receiving. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Their problem is they went away from what was working.
Well, and it's not even that. It's Dan Campbell, because I'm saying that right, Dan Campbell.
Yes. Talking about
He,
head coach, right?
yeah, but his philosophy, he's gonna stay consistent, but at the same time, you don't always go with your philosophy in the time when you've got a 24-7 lead. I mean, it goes touchdown, 49ers miss field goal. Touchdown, touchdown, so now it's 14-7. Punt, interception by the Niners. Touchdown for the Lions, now it's 21-7. Punt for the Niners, field goal, half. So it's 24-7. Niners go in, field goal. 24-10, not a big deal. Turnover on downs. That was where they could have kicked field goal. Let's say they kicked the field goal. So was that 27-10?
Yeah.
Niners score touchdown, 27-17. Fumble by my boy Jahmyr Gibbs, but I mean, he is a little smaller than Montgomery. So it's, I know, right? 27-17. Niners score touchdown, 27-24. So now instead of it being tied, you're up by 3. You punt. 49ers get a field goal. Instead of having a 3-point lead on you, now you're tied. Here's your other turnover on downs. You kick that other field goal. Now you're up by 3 again. Now the Niners score a touchdown, so they take the lead by 4. But then you score a touchdown, up by 3. And then the Niners just purposely run the clock out. So you're up by 3, and the Niners would have had the ball with 56 seconds, basically. I mean, the clock management would have been different based on the score and stuff, but those 2 drives that he could have done that, it was different.
And see, and the thing is he was so known for doing that during the year, which is if you're playing to get to a point, that's fine.
That's what, out of their 5 losses, remember, that was how they lost 3 of their games. If he actually was aggressive but not aggressive at the right times in close games, they would have only had 2 losses this season. But now it's not. Let's go on ahead and talk about this AFC one. the Chiefs Ravens game.
Yeah, 7-10-10. There's nothing else to talk about. All right, so Super Bowl prediction.
No. We have to talk about it because who was mic'd up? Was it Odell or was it Lamar?
None of them were.
No, one of them was mic'd up because literally it showed Odell come up to Lamar and he goes, "Hey man, when you are athletic outside the pocket and you use your legs, this is going to be different." Like telling him on the sideline, he goes, "What's up with you? You're not yourself." And so people are assuming.
He was probably told not to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was by his coaches or who in the organization. Like, we don't want to say the NFL's rigged, but at the same time, this is why people say it. You're going to tell me the way the Ravens have played this season, the way the Ravens have played in the past. Now, they have passed more this season than other ones because Lamar's gotten better at passing, and they don't have to rely on his legs because he wants to have longevity as a quarterback. He can't be getting hit like that anymore. But if you see the way he played against the Texans, and then you see the way he played here, you can't tell me that the Ravens' goal was to run the ball 16 total times. 16.
Normally, Edwards and Hill get 16.
Edwards had 3 carries. Zay Flowers, as the receiver, had 2 carries. Justice Hill had 3 carries. Lamar had 8 carries. 16. 16 running plays. 20 of 37. Mahomes passed more, 30 of 39, so it kind of broke our little streak that we were talking about. But Mahomes passed for less yards, but Pacheco had 24.
241 to 272.
Pacheco had 24 carries by himself. Didn't even have over 70 yards. But that was the difference. Why? Because they ran the ball.
Yeah, but they could have run. Baltimore's defense was stopping that run.
So I'm saying, well, out of total yards, they didn't have over 100 yards, but they couldn't stop Kelsey. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they ran the ball 16 times. Lamar averaged 6.75 yards a carry. Gus Edwards, with his 3 carries, averaged 6.67. And you're going to tell me they chose not to run the ball. It'd be different if they were down the whole game. And literally, they punt, Chiefs score. Then they score. Then the Chiefs score. There's all the touchdowns the Chiefs scored at the beginning of the game. They fumbled. Zay Flowers fumbled. Kansas City turnover on downs. Punt, field goal, end of half. So Chiefs already is 17-7. So you're playing down, so I understand, but you're down by 10 points. It's not the same. It's not like what the 49ers had to do to come back on the Lions. And they still ran the ball in those drives. Punt, fumble, punt, interception, punt, field goal, game. Because this is the best defense Kansas City has had. Easily, by far.
Best defense, not the weakest offense.
That's exactly. So then let's roll into it. Even though we talked about the whole kind of rigging thing and how things were just very suspect.
I guess if you want to go into that, are we rolling into the Super Bowl talk?
Yeah, we'll do Super Bowl first, and then we'll talk about like some other coaching moves and news that we heard about and stuff.
Well, I guess so. Another thing that's like, I don't want to say point into the riggedness.
Are you talking about Are you talking about the facility thing?
What are you talking about? Oh, with the practice.
Yeah. Talk about that first before you go into your other thing.
Okay, so I guess it's kind of funny, but there was a meme going around for a little bit, and now it's funny. You can't find it online no more.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but there was a picture of Brock Purdy looking at a field with a number 18 crew jersey on from the movie Longest Yard.
Uh-huh.
Well, when Kansas City arrived in Las Vegas, they were given the keys to the indoor facility, which is big enough to be shared between both teams. When San Francisco, they were given the outdoor facility. The field was in terrible conditions. So that's already kind of like
a middle finger.
Make do with what you got, right?
Yeah.
Well, another thing just came up. I think this came up, I want to say maybe last night, maybe last night. So there's a big sponsor going into the Super Bowl, Adidas. This is their first Super Bowl that they've sponsored in many, many years. Well, Messi's normally the Adidas guy, right?
Yeah.
Guess who's the star Adidas idol for the biggest sponsor of the Super Bowl this year?
Mahomes.
There is a commercial already. and it is Mahomes as the main figure. And then two, last year, coincidentally, last year that's when Mahomes became the idol for the State Farm. Well, they played the Super Bowl at the State Farm Arena last year.
That's correct.
So this is just it's signs that just point into the direction nobody wants to point at because you get called. Oh, you just say that because you don't like such and such. But it's just hard to deny it.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, when stuff's just said like that, I mean, you can argue both teams. I believe both of these teams are very evenly matched. You have a stronger defense. I'll give that to Kansas City. Offense, undoubtedly, I'll give to Sanford.
Yep.
The quarterback position you can be iffy about.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy right now, his second year, has brought his team to the Super Bowl. This dude was the last draft pick and came from Iowa State. You could say, well, Patrick Mahomes came from Texas Tech. But if what Mahomes did in 2 years is no different to what Brock Purdy's doing. So why is it that Brock Purdy's getting the downplay when this is Mahomes' fifth Super Bowl?
It's four. This is fourth. He's 2-1. 2-1.
It's 5 years.
It's 2-1.
5 years for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say Purdy can't be that in a couple years? Why are y'all downplaying him so much, saying that he just don't have one?
It's the media. They're always going to hate until, think about how much people hated on Jalen Hurts until he made it to the Super Bowl last year. And he carried the team. And then this year, it was like he doesn't exist anymore. He was everything until the moment they went downhill. And they blamed it on him. He's his quarterback, but it was injuries and just all around. Something was up in the locker room.
And, what I'm tired of hearing is about this debate of a system quarterback. Every quarterback has to be a system quarterback.
God, then. Thank you.
Develop within a system.
Very, very well said.
Main goal. Now, is there better quarterbacks out there than others? Yes. It's football. There's 32 NFL teams. You ain't gonna have 32 equally playing quarterbacks.
Yep.
What would be the fun of that?
Well, and that's the point. They talk about, was it Belichick or was it Brady? At the beginning of the dynasty, it was Belichick because he helped make. Think about the defenses they had, the O-line he had. Brady had everything set up for him, and then he developed so well that at the end, it didn't matter what they had on the team, i.e. the Falcons come back and the Eagles lost where Brady had 500-something yards, where it was Brady that carried the dynasty. So it went from coach to player as they developed. And it's the same thing kind of here. People say, oh, it's Mahomes. No, it's Andy Reid, and later in the career, it can become Mahomes. It's not there yet. The only difference is Andy Reid is an offensive coach, so it looks like Mahomes is even better.
Yeah. Going into the system aspect again. Mahomes is being coached by arguably probably the best football coach in history.
Offensive coach.
You said you're trying to do what?
Offensive coach. I mean, you can't compare with Don Shula and all the older guys, but in this era, for sure, Andy Reid is the best.
Yeah. And the dude has a weapon. There's not a Travis Kelce on every damn team.
Correct. There is a George Kittle though.
But this dude don't even run routes. He just runs to where's an open spot and destroys a zone defense. And he waves his hand at Mahomes is looking for him. I mean, during the season when Mahomes was struggling, everybody was, backing him up. Oh, he'll be okay. When he went into games where, he was throwing 4 or 5 picks a game, well, he's just, his receivers ain't helping him. He was having a lot of drop passes. That is very understandable. But he wasn't looking at Kelce. When he's not looking at Kelce, Mahomes is an average.
Or if Kelsey's actually being shut down, because I mean,
Yes.
there are teams that can
So,
stop him.
going to the system, this is what I'm getting at. And I want to use, Chicago for an example.
Okay.
Because, we had a chance to get Patrick Mahomes. But instead we went for Trubisky from North Carolina. Yeah. But,
Huh.
so, what I'm going to say is if, say we did draft Mahomes, right? Will we have made 4 Super Bowl appearances?
Probably not.
No, we wouldn't.
You probably would have had. You'd made it to one, and either won or lost.
We would have made it with one with Trubisky if we had a field goal kicker.
Double
We
doink.
went 12-5 that season. But the thing is we don't have the weaponry that Kansas City has. He was placed under a great coach and was placed with a God-given weapon.
People forget how Andy Reid was at Philadelphia because it's all these younger fans of football.
And then too, I mean, look at what he did have. He had Tyreek Hill. He had is it Nakeem Hardman?
Mecole Hardman.
Nico.
I mean, they signed him back, but then he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
I did see. Oh, we'll talk about this a second after you're
What?
finished. About just injury report for the Super Bowl.
Various Tony playing.
Nah.
I'll say if he plays, San Francisco will win. And too, that was another thing too that came up. I don't know where this came from. I don't even know if it's a reliable source. I don't know if it's true or not. But supposedly he was never really injured, and it had gotten leaked that he had stated that he was told to go under injury. Basically saying that we don't want you to play because you're too much of a risk for this game.
All right, I got the injury report pulled up.
Okay.
So for the 49ers, George Kittle was limited participation in practice so far for his toe. I think he's got turf toe. Linebacker Oren Burks, limited. Ambry Thomas, a corner, limited with his ankle. Eric Armstead, knee and foot, limited. Kalia Davis was on IR. It's full participation, so he's probably coming off. Trent Williams, their tackle, he did not participate, but it's because they're giving him a rest. I don't know NIR. I don't know all the details on that. Chiefs, guard Joe Thuney did not participate. Jerick McKinnon was on IR. He was limited participation. He was the reason why they won last year anyways, because he was selfless and he slid instead of scoring. Richie James, full participation, the receiver. Chris Jones, his quad, full participation. Sky Moore has been activated off of the IR. His knee, full participation. So that was another part of their receiving core that they kind of lost. Pacheco, it didn't matter. His toe and ankle, he's still playing. Rashee Rice has ankle, apparently, full participation. L'Jarius Sneed, which he probably right now he's one of the top 5 corners right now in the league, just the way he played. I mean, he made Tyreek Hill look like a baby. Full participation. So right now it's looking like there's more limited on the Niners side, but it's less guys, and then the more guys that were hurt for the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know. They have to report it. It's the Chiefs, but they're all for full participation except for 2 guys. All right. Let's roll into it real quick. I'm trying to see our time, but it'll pop up when it says 10 minutes. Let's go right into the predictions first. We're going to do score predictions as well. So who do you got to win if you think the NFL's rigged and they're going to give it to the Chiefs, or do you think the Brock Purdy and the Niners are going to save the day from Taylor Swift and them?
That's
You're getting...
another thing. I know we're going into predictions. So when they were doing this, I forgot what the show's called, when they interviewed the players on the stage and all that.
Oh, like the pregame stuff for the... Oh, I did see where they talked about Kelsey got quoted, I like playing the villain role and everyone doesn't like us or something like that. But
Well,
I mean,
that goes into her
Tom Brady said the same thing.
It was
So
like promoting her album. But why is it that her name was getting brought up in questions? Like, with the
yeah,
Browns,
and the and the media.
Ask Purdy, how are you gonna feel by making Taylor Swift disappointed? Why was that even a question? Why would that be relevant? Why not ask how are you gonna feel in your second year winning Super Bowl? Why does it have to be how you gonna feel about disappointing Taylor Swift?
I'm so glad you have no idea what I just did.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't. It's all of it's a ploy. You know, this like where's Usher at now? They just showed him on the screen earlier today, so they found him. I don't know what they were doing if they were trying to make people think it was going to be Taylor
You have
Swift.
Posty and Reba McEntire and Taylor Swift is probably gonna perform.
As of right now, only thing we know are confirmed is Usher, Luda, Reba, and Post Malone. Right?
Oh no, they're gonna set up a amp in a mic in Taylor's suite
I hope Jason Kelsey takes it and starts.
with his shirt off.
Oh, of course, he's got to have a shirt off. Um, let's talk
Alright,
about.
so predictions.
But before we get to predictions, now I'm cutting you off because you cut me off. Yeah, I got you. Have you seen? Have you seen this? So you every year in Super Bowl, there's always some weird, not controversy. What's the word I'm looking for? Uh, it's not superstition, but like there's always some weird connection to stuff, and people always find it. And of course, it had to go back to Taylor Swift, right? So Taylor Swift's 13 album, right? Her album's called the 13 album, right? 49ers. What's 4 plus 9?
14,
All right, 13.
13.
Okay. This is Super Bowl what?
It's like 54, right?
58. 5 plus 8 is. You're so dumb. Stop playing dumb. You won't let me get to my point.
13.
Okay. Guess how long the flight from Tokyo that she is at to go to Las Vegas is? How many hours?
13 hours.
13 hours. It's less than 13, but because of the time change, it's 13 hours. Now, everyone's talking about, oh, it's blowing up, all this stuff. Oh, the 49ers were the 1 seed, and the Chiefs were the 3 seed. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
backwards for you or not. I know it's backwards.
I understand.
It's backwards on the thing, but they understand the point. So they're like building this up about the superstition about 13-13, blah, blah, Taylor Swift. But hold on, guys. What is the 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy wear?
13.
Okay, so all that stuff means nothing because if the 49ers win, it's because Brock Purdy was wearing 13. That's what they'll say. I'm calling it right now. You know it. All right, let's go into predictions. Do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I'll take the cake on this one.
All right, you want to do score right off rip, or you want to pick the team and then decide on the score?
I already have a score. Me and my actually dad talked about this.
Oh, of course. Your dad knows everything, anyways, about NFL. So go on ahead and tell us.
He's going with Kansas.
So you're going with the Chiefs. You think they're going to give it to them?
No, he is.
You're going with the Niners.
I'm believing in them, man. I think they're going to beat all conspiracies.
I mean, I know defense. The term is defense wins championships, and obviously the Chiefs have the better defense.
But dude,
But all it takes is the 49ers defense to just actually show up, and then there's the difference.
If their defense can actually play like how it is on roster, they will have a better defense.
Agreed.
They just need to come out there.
All right, what's the score?
I said it was going to be a 24-17 game.
24.
It is not going to be a high scoring game.
I 1,000% agree with you. 1,000%.
And I don't think it's going to be no blowout. I hope it's no blowout.
You said you hope it's not a blowout?
Yeah, at least to Kansas City favoring.
I mean, I'm okay with the Niners winning by like 10 or 17. I'm fine with that. I'm also going with the 49ers. I just think in general that if there's actually going to be scores made, the Niners have the playmakers for it. And if, like you said, the Niners defense shows up, who does Kansas City have other than Kelsey and Pacheco? Rashee Rice is their next best guy.
Yeah. That's it.
I wrote down Chiefs. That's bad.
Oh, God.
Oh no, I might have just jinxed us.
Oh, God.
49ers,
Why would you write the Chiefs?
because we were talking about their roster.
No, I don't want to hear it.
My score is even lower than yours. 21-20.
Oh. Game winning field goal?
It'll be the Niners will be down 13-20. And no, it'll be 14-20. I'm sorry. It'll be 14-20. I mean, I was like thinking, no, Kyle Shanahan's not going to go for two in that sense and be down by one. They're going to be down by 14-20.
Mm-hmm.
Early fourth quarter, score right in that area, and there will be no score for the rest of the game. Calling it right now. Bold prediction. No score in the fourth quarter except for.
I know he had posted it was on an Instagram reel, and it was him in the gym, I guess in the facility that they were working out at, and he had a picture of not Mahomes, but the number 15, and it says that every time I see this number, I can't wait to kill it.
Good. I mean, that's the mindset of a defensive end.
He outright said he don't care if he gets flagged every play. He's hitting him every chance he gets. And the thing is you weigh your options on that.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get 15 yards every time, right? But if you keep hitting that dude, Mahomes is a quarterback that if you put the pressure on it and you hit him, he'll give it up. Especially if you're locking down his baby.
All right. You ready for some extra predictions? Nope, I got spicy predictions. All right, we got some crazy predictions because it's the Super Bowl and we have to have some crazy stuff. All right. We're getting low on time, which is perfect because I think we're actually going to do a part 2. We can do it tomorrow. It'll be shorter. Because we still want to talk about some of the coaching stuff. I mean, you want to be quick with that before we do the next prediction?
We can run a part 2 tomorrow.
We'll just play it by ear and see how we do. So I see the timer. We got 9 minutes. All right, prediction. Gatorade bath. What color is it?
Red.
I think it's orange. Watch it be purple because of the Super Bowl logo. How early do they show Taylor Swift and Jason Kelce?
Before the game starts.
Before the game.
Yes. They already showed her getting off they already showed her in Tokyo.
That don't count. I'm going to say first offensive Chiefs drive. It has to be the moment the game starts, but I'll give you before the game. That's fine. Let's see. I got 2 more. I'm trying to think of them. How many fourth downs are going to be attempted on offense?
That's a good one.
That one I made up. 2 of these I saw because people were doing all these weird bold predictions, and I'm not doing all the Taylor Swift ones that were popped up.
That's good. That's a good one right there. I like that.
I was going to do an over/under on how many times they show Taylor Swift, but we'd actually have to count and keep up. I'm not doing that.
I think there's going to be 4.
Okay.
4 attempts and 2 conversions.
I hate you. That's what I was going to say. Now I have to do different. I'm going to say there's 3 attempts and 1 converted.
That was my second choice.
Last prediction. Trying to come up with one on the spot because all these other ones I saw, someone was like, when does Taylor Swift land? Like, what time because that's the thing. My question said Kelce and her. So, technically... Okay.
Between both teams, how many touchdown passes will be thrown?
Well, in my prediction, there's 5 scores, 5 touchdowns. In yours, there's also 5. Out of the 5...
How many of those do you think will be passes?
3.
I'm saying 2. And they're both going to be from Mahomes. I don't think Purdy's going to throw one. I think they're going to feed the hell out of McCaffrey.
I think Purdy gets 1, Mahomes gets 2. So that's where mine is. So both of us think Mahomes is going to get 2.
Yeah, I got a feeling Debo's going to get an end-around touchdown. He's going to break one of those.
Probably. That'd be spicy, too. Let's just add another one. Let's do like some statistic ones. I want to do like almost like sports betting odds. Pacheco 70 yards, over or under? I'm taking over.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's gonna be a high over. I'm
Oh,
thinking
it'll be close.
I'm thinking in the 80 mark.
All right, McCaffrey over 100.
Over 100?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm going under.
You going under?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're gonna lock him up?
Nope. I think he's going to have more impact in the passing game.
I can see that.
He'll still have more than Pacheco. I mean, he might not have more than Pacheco, but that doesn't matter. Who scores the first touchdown?
I think San Francisco's gonna jump.
No. I'm talking about, you got to tell me the player. You think it's McCaffrey?
No.
You just said that it's not going to be a passing play. You think it's Debo Inderround? Or do you think it's going to be their backup running back?
I did say that.
Oh, what's his name? Elijah Mitchell, I think is his name. Their backup running back. He's good too.
It'll have to be McCaffrey then, cause I can't under.
Yeah, you can't go away from your.
Yeah.
I said Chiefs score first. I'm going to say it's past Mahomes. It's not going to be Kelsey. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Sky. I think it's going to be Sky Moore coming back. I want to say Rice, but he was on my fantasy team. I'm going to go with Sky Moore. He's going to come back and he's going to get the score. I wonder what the betting odds on that is. That's probably through the roof. If I bet like $5, I'd probably make like $500,000.
Let's do it.
Because obviously the top pick would be like Kelsey, McCaffrey. All right. Just some wild predictions. Got those on here. We'll worry about coaching stuff tomorrow. I'll post this tonight as soon as possible. I'll do it after we obviously play Siege. Hey guys, we play Rainbow Six Siege, and we're pretty good.
Oh yeah, too. If y'all ever want to join, just.
I know, we need some people that are actually good, because my partner here. I'm just kidding. He's pretty good, but we're tired of being with bad players. Where's our text? There it is. Yeah, and then we'll worry about the draft drama. So you guys tune in tomorrow. We got draft drama and the coaching changes, and we might come up with some more Super Bowl like craziness.
I said we do trivia tomorrow too.
Oh no, you're getting that right now. You mentioned 3 times in this podcast about second-year quarterback in a Super Bowl, Brock Purdy, right? Other than Brock Purdy, there have been 7 second-year quarterbacks in a Super Bowl. Name them.
Is Brady one?
Tom Brady is one of them. There are 2 older than him, and there are 3 younger than him. Oh, sorry, four. Sorry, there's 2 older than him and 4 younger than him.
Is one Eli?
Eli Manning is not on the list.
I want to say Mahomes, but I don't think he made it his second year.
It's not Mahomes. It is not Mahomes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he made it.
Because his second year was his first year starting.
Yeah.
You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I hate that you put me on the spot.
Oh, it's what you did to me last time, and it cut me off, and then you decided to text me the answers instead of leaving me on a cliffhanger.
Is Jalen Hurts one?
Jalen Hurts is not one.
Okay.
I didn't say second year as a starter. I said second year from being drafted. One of these guys is a little bit of a odd maker, so you might not guess him as one of the older guys, but it's because he was in the league, but he never played, and he technically was never drafted. And then he came back. He got signed as a undrafted, and then his second year he was. But I'm not trying to make you overthink. Think of some of the newer guys. There's 4 of them. Tom Brady's was in 2001. That was his second year. Who? Joe Burrow. Yep, that's the most recent one. You got 2. Only one of these guys is active other than Burrow. Only one of them is active other than Burrow. Who? You're like quiet again. Yeah, Russell Wilson. I mean, they're barely going to hear you in here. I don't know what's happened to your mic again. That's 3. The very year before Russell Wilson.
Most years ago too.
Russell Wilson was in 2013, but this year was the matchup we wanted the Super Bowl to be this year.
Jared Goff.
What was the matchup we wanted this year? Not counting the Lions. Your prediction was
Baltimore and it was Baltimore and the Lions.
no. Who was the Super Bowl in 2012? Baltimore and. You got a minute.
I know, I'm trying to remember.
Who's in the Super Bowl right now?
San Francisco.
Who's the quarterback?
Was it Jimmy G?
No.
I thought it was Jimmy G.
No.
Oh, Kaepernick.
Kaepernick. All right, that's 4. You're missing. I can't say the team and gives it away. You're missing 2 of the older guys. I'm about to tell you the older guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Before the ends, Dan Marino, Kurt Warner. Tell me the other guy. You call him
Ben?
Yeah, Big Ben. That's the 7. Brock Purdy will be the 8th one, and then I might have a bonus trivia on top of that, but I was gonna save
Which
it.
one
So.
won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, it's about to. Well,
Alright.
catch you guys later. I think it's ending now. This is Let's Talk Sports. I'm Cole,
Joe?
and we are signing out.